a wave of new runners.
Yeah. And so we're going to be, while Snowy's pulling off the hard tricks, we're going to be guiding you guys towards what he's doing. So,
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, we should be ready to go. So I'll just do a little countdown and start it off. And 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, all bosses. So we'll be defeating all 4 bosses in the game, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. What you should know right from the start is this is kind of a 3D Metroidvania platformer developed by Heavy Iron Studios and released in 2002. And noticing we're collecting all these snacks right now, and these are very important for the run because they're used to unlock snack gates, which block off certain levels until we can pay a certain amount of snacks. Like right here, quickly collected 25 snacks, paid off that snack gate, and let us enter Manor 1.
yeah, so Manor 1, quickly what he's going to do is he's going to go upright just to get a little bit ahead towards the staircase while we watch this cutscene for the key. And now Snowy is going to do what's called chandelier jump, where you do a single jump towards the chandelier, kind of cutting the corners there while also grabbing some extra snacks. And after he talks with Holly to get the map, he's just going to immediately go out and carry on his merry way back to Mystery Machine Part 1. And just so you guys know, the Don Knotts is in this game, and pretty exciting because he gives you a shovel so you can dig up a key, and we're already off to the first area, Smuggler's Cove or Shock 1. We're moving right along here, the speedrun. And with Shock 1, when you guys are going to see this, it's going to show how important movement really is in this game. It's always better to stay on the ground, kind of lengthen out your B dashes that you do, which is the charge attack that you kind of see Snowy doing right there when he's going down and doing single jumps, being short with it, grabbing this arc of snacks right here to make a rat cycle where he can collect all these snacks and not get hit by the rats. And there you go. And he's going to just climb up his way here with some short jumps, avoiding some other rats. And now we're going to enter Shock 2. And you'll see more movement tech like this throughout the run, and it can honestly, it saves so much more time than what you think, especially for people who are starting off. It just saves so much time. So here we see Shaggy flying from a pelican. We're gonna completely ignore Shaggy this entire run. Unfortunately, we just don't care about him. Normally we would use him and throw him up on the life preserver that you saw earlier. But we're just gonna, ignore him. We're just gonna jump on the box that we call that rubber band skip, and we're just gonna quickly jump over the caveman here, grab this arc of snacks, avoid the swinging hooks, and we're going to make our way into Pier.
So in Pier, Snowy's here to get the first major power-up of the game, and that is the Springs invention, and that will allow him to double jump. But first he's going to encounter this tar. And this tar doesn't let Scooby charge or jump while on it, so we try to avoid it, and there's a few major skips later on which use the tar. But here he's going to try a frame-perfect jump, which he missed, but it only saves a few seconds, so it's not that big of a deal. So after he gets to the end of this tar, he'll grab the Springs invention. He's going to do a trick called pause storage. And this trick basically allows Snowy to warp from anywhere. He does this by pressing quit game and disconnecting the controller at the same time. He got it. Now he has 2 pause menus on top of each other and he can use them to warp. So, pretty cool glitch. Saves a lot of time from having to backtrack to the actual warp gate in Shock 2, but...
And we did mess with our sound a little bit, so I'm going to turn that back up. We go into the options menu to make sure we don't accidentally quit out. But luckily not. It does mess with the sound a little bit, but for the sake of showing off the run, we turn it back.
Yeah. So here in Hedge One, we're kind of just going to blast through all these levels. You'll kind of see more here about the movement that I was talking about before in Shock 1, where he's trying to limit the jumps that he does, spread out his charges, basically trying to just fly by through this level. Also, at the end of this level, there will be a cycle, an enemy cycle that he's trying to make, where a werewolf is going to be walking around, and he made the cycle so he can collect all of the snacks in that final arc. And we're moving on to part 2 of this level. And right off the bat right here, what he's going to try and do is just collect these snacks, slip by this werewolf, and let's see if he gets Yeet Cycle, which is a really hard ledge to get. Ah, he didn't. So
We
Yeet
get another
Cycle is an
try later.
invisible ledge where if you land on it, it can save a little bit of time and skip from you waiting for that rising platform to come up. And it's pretty sick, but it's also really hard to do. So, and then here he's just collecting some snacks, going underneath the bridge, just, you know, running through, getting the snacks. Super important. We're going to encounter a lot of snack gates in this run.
And
Moving on to Hedge 3.
Hedge 3 is our first actual like major sequence break of the run. We're gonna do what's called Skull Cliff Skip, where at this point in the game we're supposed to be going to the end of the hedge levels to get the helmet power up. But it turns out there's a gate here. If you can do this at home. If you hold up left on the D-pad, you can just clip through that gate and take yourself to this level, Misbehave and Cause a Cave-In, which if you're playing this game casually, you wouldn't be at for maybe like another hour or two. But we come here early because it turns out by skipping ahead to Misbehavin' and going through some levels backwards, it just turns out to be like 2 minutes faster or something than going through the hedge maze levels normally. So we have this huge sequence break, and it's only saving like a couple minutes, but that of course still matters. And just gonna get a few more snacks here. We need to collect 4 keys in this level, where it unlocks the door over there. We're not gonna go there right now, we're gonna come back here later. But for now, we're just gonna go through here, collect some snacks, try and avoid these fishes. These fishes are very annoying. And we're gonna head into Skull 4, where I'm gonna let my couch take over, because we're gonna do a pretty cool trick here.
Yeah, so in Skull 4, he's going to be utilizing a skip called a Void Warp. And in this game, it has like a kind of failsafe where if the player was to like fall out of bounds accidentally somehow, they wouldn't just be falling forever, they'd warp back to the beginning of the level. But since Snowy mentioned we are going through these levels backwards, we actually exploit this to skip straight to the end of the level by jumping into the void on purpose. And doing this skips the second longest level in the entire game, so he's about to do it now. Let's see if he gets it. And there you go. He just warped straight to the beginning of the level, which is for us the exit. And that saves a lot of time. So here, Snowy's going to do a ledge jump, which he got again, and just go through Skull 3, gathering snacks.
Yeah, that upper ledge is a little bit slower than going through normally, but we get enough snacks that it actually makes up for the time loss. I'm just going through here, avoiding these enemies. Oh, okay, didn't get that snack. The individual snack hitboxes are actually surprisingly generous, but not all the time.
So here we're going to be entering Skull Cliff 2, where this is kind of just another level where you run and grab snacks. But there's actually some falling boulders that you guys can see right here, and Snowy's going to try just and make a pretty quick, easy cycle so he doesn't get hit and can just stay on the ground a little bit longer, just to kind of be a little bit faster instead of jumping. And let's see if he gets the cycle. He did. Awesome.
Yeah.
Gonna pick up some extra snacks over here. Oop. The cycle is pretty consistent. And so here, we're gonna immediately just jump for this ledge right here. Nice. That can be a really finicky ledge. I feel like every runner has probably fallen there at some point. And then here, Snowy's gonna do this wall climb, which is why he collected those snacks in Skull 3.
Yeah, and now going through all those levels backwards takes us to Hill 3 here, which is the end of the hedge maze, and where we were supposed to be going this entire time. And this contains the next power-up we want to get, but before that, you notice I'm going out of my way to get those snacks, but I'm also going to try and make another cycle. So all cycles in this game are actually, there's no RNG in them, they're reset every time you enter the level, so as long as you play well, they are very consistent. Here we go. We can move right around and get those snacks just as that boulder goes by. And as we're going up the mountain here, I'm actually going to start explaining the next trick because it'll go by very quickly, and that is Galoshes Skip. So, after we get the helmet at the top here, we're supposed to go through the manor and fight the Black Knight to get the Galoshes power up. And we will still fight the Black Knight in this run because it is all bosses, but we'll be entering a level that normally you're supposed to beat the Black Knight first to enter, just by jumping off of a barrel and then going over an invisible wall that was made just a little bit too low. So heading over to Fishy 1 here, or Shock 2, just jumping over, just jump on this barrel, and then just jump over the invisible wall, and that's about, like, a quarter of the game skipped right there.
Yeah, so Fishy 1 is actually one of the hardest levels in the game. Some runners consider it to be the hardest level. Basically, there are these conveyor belts, and if they are moving against you, you go slower, and if you're moving with them, you go faster. And you have to basically navigate around them and try to get all the snacks at the same time. It's very difficult. And here,
Okay.
Snea's gonna be trying to jump almost frame perfectly to stop losing speed, and there we go. Pretty decent Fishy 1.
Yeah. The conveyor belts are actually, like, if you played this game casually, probably, like, one of the worst parts of the game. Fishy 2 here is an interesting level where it is kind of like an auto-scroller because of the way the platform cycles work. You're never gonna directly lose or save time in this level. But there's a bunch of snacks that we can get depending on how fast you are. And with the way snacks work, I have a set idea in mind of what snacks I do want to collect. But there's a lot of points where if I miss a snack, it is too slow to go back for that snack. So at certain points in the run, I just kind of check my snack total to see where I'm at, and maybe I need to go out of my way to get some extra snacks I don't normally get, or I can maybe skip some snacks I normally get. And it is really interesting that there is that kind of on-the-fly routing. So with Fishy 2 the way it is, again, we're never going to directly save or lose time, but maybe depending on how many snacks I save or miss, I might save or lose time in a later level. So right here, this is the platform cycle at the end. This is a pretty generous platform cycle as long as you don't go out of your way too much. And we're heading into Fishy 3.
Yeah, so in Fishy 3, this is all about platform cycles. So right here, you're going to see Snowy it's just a beautiful platform cycle. You literally just hold right and jump, and it's actually incredible how well that platform cycle works out. And that basically skips half the level, so we're just immediately going into part 4. And the conveyor belts return here from Fishy 1. And so he's just going to be hopping around, grabbing all these snacks. Quite a few snacks in this level, and at the end of this level, there will be another snack gate that we will have to pay. And oh yeah, and then Snowy hopping down on the floors just to grab these extra snacks. Same here on the trampoline and on this fishnet, and paying this 450 snack gate and going into Pier. And Pier is like a bit of a crossroads sort of when you're playing the game casually. There's a lot of snacks in here too, so we definitely utilize getting all these snacks here. Lots of enemies too sprinkled around. Somebody's doing a pretty good job avoiding them, going with the flow, jumping over the tar here so he doesn't get slowed down. Jumping up on the trampoline, getting all these snacks up here, and we're gonna make our way to probably most consider this a pretty hard section of the run, Coast.
So one thing we didn't mention earlier about Scooby's charge attack is when you use it, he is actually invincible from basic enemy attacks. And so we abuse that a lot in the upcoming levels, and you're going to see me use it right here against this caveman, where basically Scooby, as long as he's charging around him, he basically can't get hit. And knowing where to do that, as long as Scooby's head doesn't hit them, he's alright. And I'm going to go for a cutscene skip right here. Oh, unfortunately missed it. There's a very high cutscene trigger there that you can jump over, but it is very difficult, but not too bad a time loss. I'm gonna go for a snack box right here. Okay, luckily got that. That is also a pretty inconsistent thing here in Coast 1. But yeah, as I was saying, the Scooby's charge attack, there's a lot of points where we're gonna be trying to move so that Scooby's head doesn't hit the enemy, because if Scooby's head hits the enemy, they'll play like a 1 second-ish bonk animation, and of course that is slow. We want to avoid that as much as possible. Enemies in this game are purely just like obstacles to go around. There really isn't much reward for fighting them. And right here at the end, there are 4 keys in these boxes we want to get. Also with these keys are a bunch of snack boxes, which these snack boxes are worth 5 snacks each, so we definitely prioritize them a lot in the run. This fish was luckily very nice, and allowed me to get those without much trouble.
So entering Coast 2, Snowy's going to be doing more of that charge attack he mentioned earlier, where you can just slide past the enemies. He's going to be using that to try and make a very tight cycle. This is called Zero Cycle, where you can grab both of these snack boxes just before being crushed by that box, and saves a good few seconds. Now that we're through Coast 2, onto Coast 3, there's another cycle he's going to be trying to make with a fish at the end. So most of this level is just grabbing snacks for the upcoming 500 snack gate at the end. As long as Snowy doesn't mess up too much here, he'll make the cycle with the fish
Oh.
and get to the other side to those boats.
Wait, we don't do coast boats here?
Oh yeah.
What is...
Sorry, other muscle memory from other
Yeah, it's
Other
Okay.
categories require
Yeah.
you to go into the boats back there,
Yeah.
but thankfully we don't have to do that.
This is all
So-
bosses, a much more lenient snack route.
Yeah. So here we're going to be entering Which Way, which is another level where it sort of serves as like the crossroads, where if you're playing casually, enters a lot of different levels. So Snowy is quickly just going up here to activate this warp gate, which he will warp to later when we're ready to defeat the boss Redbeard. And that'll be an interesting time. But for now, we're just gonna zoom through this level, and we're on our way to get the. Is it the third item or the fourth? Either way, this item basically allows for Scooby to bonk on enemies on their heads, which is much faster to beat enemies, other than just like charging directly into them with the helmet. So, and here's the level in which we do that. It is Lighthouse One. And so here he's going to be pressing this button, and as you can see, the light bulb of the lighthouse is rising to the roof. And so Snowy's going to try and make the cycle where he can collect all these snack boxes down here and climb all these stairs, avoiding all these enemies walking around or standing around, to hopefully get to the top in time. From what Snowy mentioned in Coast 1, he's kind of doing the same thing where he's sort of sliding by all these enemies, so we don't have to jump over them or hit them or do anything like that. And perfect Lighthouse One, grabbing these two snack boxes up here, and breaking the light bulb reveals the super slam, super spin dash. I don't know what you call it. I call it
Super
something
smash.
different every time. But
The super
here
smash
we go
that-
into Lighthouse 2.
It gives us a ground pound. And Lighthouse 2 is a pretty relaxing level. We just get a bunch of snacks here. Gonna try and make an upcoming cycle with the hooks. Luckily, it's pretty lenient. As you see, taking advantage of the Super Smash to bonk off these enemies and get these snack boxes. These hooks can be pretty brutal sometimes. If they hit you, they can potentially knock you into the pit below. But that's fine. But with the Super Smash, we're actually going to go on our way to kill our first boss, which is the Green Ghost. Which, if you play this game casually, you know the Green Ghost is definitely not intended to be the first boss, which is where the routing of all bosses becomes like pretty interesting. So with the Super Smash, it turns out it's actually, we can just go fight the Green Ghost right now. We have all we need with the tricks we know. So we're just going to go through Hedge again to make our way all the way back to Misbehavin' 1, where that gate we unlocked earlier, we are going to actually use it this time to go fight the Green Ghost. And it turns out the power-up we get from the Green Ghost makes getting to Redbeard a lot easier, and makes getting to Black Knight much, much faster. Hence why Green Ghost makes the category, or hence why we fight him first. But going through Hedge again, not too much happening. We're just like, no snacks to collect, so we're just going through here as fast as possible. Oh, another thing here, you can just kind of run right over that ledge right there. Hitboxes in this game and ledges are inconsistent on like whether or not they're like either they're really lenient or they can be like really precise. But right here we're just gonna do a few specific movements to like get past that arrow and then get past that statue. Those statues actually try and shoot you, and they're very mean. Luckily we don't have to do Skull Cliff Skip again. And right here, heading into Misbehavin', we're actually going to do what's called Plunger Skip here. And
Yes.
Mortal, would you like to explain that?
So, usually when going to fight the Green Ghost, you'd have to go get to the plunges from Creepy. But Snowy's going to manipulate this fish here and try and bounce on his head into the load zone, which he got first try. Nice. And then now, again, we're just on our way to Green Ghost. Misbehaving 2 is kind of a boring level, which you just zoom straight through. We are meant to hit these like ice crystals to jump on them. We can do a skip where we just jump down the ledge of the ice crystal and do another few ledge jumps straight into Misbehaving 3, the best level in the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
this level is so exciting. Every speedrunner loves the auto-scrolling level, and this is a very long auto-scroller. So you're getting this nice cinematic cutscene of the auto-scrolling adventures that we have in store for you. For me, this kind of is reminiscent of Wind Waker. If you have ever played that game, there's a boss where the water's rising and you kind of just have to make your way up to the top, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So Snowy just flicked the switch and the water is now rising, so he's going to collect this arc of snacks real quick, and yay,
The
auto
the
scrolling
the,
fun.
the water is
It's
rising
the water
very
is rising
slowly.
very slowly. So he has to wait for the water to rise, so then he can hop on some boats and then go to the other ledge, and the cycle begins anew. But the positive side, I guess, is that you get a lot of snacks from this level. So that'll help him pay off the rest of the gates that he has to pay off, which I believe now is there's only one gate left, which
There
is
are
850.
two
I
gates we have
believe
to pay off. Though
2. Okay.
being able to actually pay off the snack gates, the only one that really matters is the final one. Uh, a lot of the snacks we are going out of our way for are just for the final 850 snack gate.
Yeah.
Um,
And so now
yeah,
we this
we
we've deemed this boat an interesting name called the Twitter boat, where basically you check Twitter when you're on this boat because you don't do anything for like
oh
20 seconds.
oh
You just
wait,
check
okay.
Twitter, check your feed, you
One thing
know.
we haven't mentioned is the Super Smash Ground Pound we got. We noticed like it actually halts Scooby's air momentum like a tiny bit, or like keeps him in the air for like half a second or so. So you can see like right here, leaves him in there for like a little bit more time. And we actually do use that for a little bit of platforming throughout the run. I'm gonna wait. We can jump here pretty early, but I'm gonna play it safe just because if you do die at this point, you restart the entire level.
It's
And
not fun. I've done it before and it sucks.
like
Definitely not
2 minute
fun.
time loss or something.
So after watching this cutscene, Snowy's gonna do a trick called Beat My Keys, where there are a few RNG ghosts in the way, and he's gonna try and grab the keys in a specific
Oh,
cycle.
I messed it up.
You messed up this one.
Aw.
Well,
Ah,
it's okay.
he'll make Semi beat my keys.
We're gonna try it.
Do the final half.
There we go.
Nice.
Half beat my keys.
And then, so heading into Great Plot 2, right away, there's normally a cutscene at the start, but we can actually walk for the first second of it, so we're just going to quickly death abuse, and that takes away our HUD, but luckily all these snacks will still count, and we can go through just without viewing that cutscene at the start. We have to knock down these like urns here to hit some switches. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh my god. Okay. Scooby's charge, maybe not the most consistent thing. Luckily not too bad. But this is also like a pretty relaxing level. We're gonna go all the way here. We're gonna actually, normally you're intended to swing into this urn, but you can actually just jump on the chandelier and then just jump on that urn 3 times and it'll come down. I'm gonna do what's called a crypt cutscene skip here, where I'm gonna hold a very precise angle, and there we go. Scoob will do like a little skid right at the start, and he'll be able to avoid another pretty lengthy cutscene. It's just another time save right there. It's pretty inconsistent which cutscenes we can get skips and time saves on, and which ones we can't.
Yeah, and so here we're just gonna breeze through this level and just grab whatever snacks are along our way. And the developer of this game, they were kind of slacking at this part. So normally you're supposed to pay a pretty hefty snack gate here, but you can just warp right behind it and skip an entire level. So that saves you snacks and time, which is something we always really like to see.
Yeah, pretty big skip. So, in Tomb 3, we are going to be grabbing some snacks and 2 keys to actually get to the Green Ghost, which is an infamous run killer. I mean, all the bosses in this game are RNG, so they can ruin your run.
Yeah, it turns out the
Gotta love
worst
it.
part of all bosses is actually just the bosses.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure. Okay, don't want to die here. Okay, and here we go. We
Nice.
got the first boss, the Green Ghost. So yeah, like Mortal said, the bosses in this game have a lot of RNG to them. What we need is Daphne to open up a coffin. We hit that coffin, and then the Green Ghost needs to stop on top of that coffin. So having all those line up isn't the easiest thing to happen sometimes. Okay, luckily we're gonna get one hit here, and it costs 3 hits to actually defeat the Green Ghost. So, best case scenario, he goes just to the middle and gets hit again right here. Which he's not doing, but going all the way over here, not too bad. Okay. And yet, as you can see, these attacks are very slow. But this... Okay, there we go. One in the middle.
Pretty good.
And we're gonna quickly try and make our way over here. Oh, I didn't get that. There we go. Gonna quickly go through that another cutscene there. And gonna give us the umbrella, which allows us to float in the air. Which will get a lot more use after Redbeard. But we're gonna go kill Redbeard right now. So using the warp gate, we're gonna head back to Which Way, which is the warp gate we activated earlier in the run. And using the umbrella, we're gonna just get a few snacks and make our way over to Wreck on the deck.
So usually to get to the Redbeard boss, you'd have to go through Wreck 2, Wreck 3, a Ghast 1, and a Ghast 2, all the way to a Ghast 3 to pay a 750 snack gate to defeat Redbeard. But luckily, in a Ghast 3, they made a shortcut back to Wreck 1, in case you wanted to come all the way back here quickly. But we can actually exploit that and do a jump onto one of these poles, jump over an invisible wall, and go straight to that shortcut to a Ghast 3. Which is pretty cool, and it that saves a lot of time. Skips a lot of levels.
Okay, so here, like Mortal was talking about before, there's a 750 snack gate that we would normally have to pay, but instead, we're just going to avoid it. You see it off in the distance, and what Snowy's doing right now is he just got an invisible ledge and kind of just squeezed through a wall, and now he's kind of out of bounds. You're never supposed to be on this ship in this level, and this also is convenient because the door that he is floating to right now is actually the exit to the boss room. And very, very good 750 skip right there.
Yeah, that was really quick. So entering Redbeard, we're actually entering backwards. So Snowy's gonna have to try and do a clip with Fred to go straight through the railing. Wow.
No, oh my gosh, that was
fast.
really good.
But yeah, onto Redbeard. Snowy's gonna try and go for multiple ropes here. He
Whoa!
That's really good.
Got the perfect cycle of ropes. He cut 3 when you're only meant to do 1 at a time, and that saves almost 2 minutes. That's a huge time save. Not even the world record does that, so that's really good and very lucky. It's quite hard to cut multiple ropes, but
it's a very inconsistent skip. So like,
Yeah.
considering how much time it saves, it's very nice to get.
Also, if he had cut 4, it would have soft-locked the fight. So,
yeah, so you don't want that to happen. So we now got the gum power up. We don't use the gum power up, but we need to kill Redbeard because it's all bosses, so. And with that, we're gonna take this cannon, and it's gonna shoot us all the way back to the main hub world, Mystery Machine 1, where we are finally gonna re-enter the manor to fight the Black Knight, which is the intended first boss of the game.
But it's one of the last that we fight.
Yeah. It's funny, and out of like the bosses that aren't the final boss, Black Knight is the last one we're fighting. We're gonna get a few snacks here, just on our way. I'm gonna do another again. Like all these snacks, it does seem like a little slow to be going out of our way to get all these snacks, but all of these do add up to pay the final snack gate in the run. Gonna jump off an invisible ledge there to get another snack box and head into Manor 3. Which, again, it's a lot of just moving around here. Gonna be getting some snacks. hopefully avoiding these enemies. And then hopefully not getting hit by the fireplace here. That fireplace is a one-shot, I believe, for whatever reason.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. This is
It's
quite
very
mean for the
annoying.
first few levels.
Yeah.
Or intended first few levels.
And head into Manor 4, which is like a kitchen of some sorts.
Yeah. In Mana 4, we are intended to go to the end of the level and hit a switch, which will play a cutscene and stop the fire, but Snowy's just gonna jump and get the key without stopping the fire. Then just grabbing a few more snacks, because again, we need to pay a 200 snack gate, then an 850 snack gate. But at the end of this level is actually the 200 snack gate, so...
It was like one of the only levels Geronimo shows up in. There was 2 of them.
Yeah. Geronimo is the most
My favorite
underused
villain.
enemy,
Criminal.
for some reason.
I really like Geronimo. But here we're going to enter Mind 1. And as you see, right when you enter the level, there's like a fan that's right there, just smack dab in the middle. And so what Snowy's going to do is he's just going to the button, which is down this hallway, picking up a few snacks first, obviously, because they do add up. And this fan, when he turns it on, actually leads you directly to Black Knight, which is very nice. And normally you're not supposed to be able to press that button, but since we've done everything out of sequence, we can basically just skip most of Manor and just immediately do Black Knight. And Snowy is about to do, I would say, probably one of the hardest tricks in the game. So he's going
Yeah.
to turn on this fan right here and glide to the top, and he's about to do BKE, or Black Knight Early. So normally you would go through a bunch of levels in like the attic and on like the rooftop of the manor that he's in right now, and he's going to skip it all by doing a very precise jump and using the slam that he mentioned earlier in Misbehaving 3 to kind of give him a bit more distance. Oh, and he gets it first try. He jumps around invisible ledges, and that is actually insane that he got that first try. That is an extremely hard jump with a really small ledge, and you have to be very precise in how you do that jump. That is a huge time save. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know
so,
what the pace is, but I think, like, this is definitely very good. But Black Knight here is probably the worst boss in the run. We need him to hit all 4. We need him to go to all 4 of these switches. Oh, he's actually being very nice right now. We need him to go to all 4 of these switches. And just hit the switch as he goes over top of it. But whether or not he goes there is very RNG dependent. So we just have to hope he does, which he is not
Just
right
pray.
now. We're just gonna hang out over here for when he does decide to come over. But he's just hanging. Oh, is he? Oh, oh.
Oh.
Will he
Okay.
go?
Aw. He's not being very nice
Ah.
tonight.
Yeah.
And
Very, very
he's
rude.
going over.
And
There we go.
There we go.
Decent Black Knight.
Yeah, the first 3 switches were really good, and then after that, it did not go well. But those are the 3 bosses. We actually skip all of those fights in the any % run. But with that, we actually get to go to the end of the game now.
Yeah. So we're going to take an intended shortcut to skip a 500 snack gate, which the developers put in to enter the Creepy Crawlies level. And these levels are kind of like connector levels, which actually connect to the final boss, and we can do a skip later on. But first, though, he's going to do some snack collecting. He's going to try and hit these switches with this annoying fish. Kill the fish. Grab some more snacks.
Oh. I think the snacks are fine.
Yeah.
This is definitely a point in the run where a lot of the varied snack collection happens.
Here he's going to grab the keys from the cauldrons, and he's going to skip Shaggy for another time. He's in jail for some reason. The mastermind's locked him up, and we're just gonna leave him in jail. So
Deserves it.
I'm gonna get these though.
Yeah. Grabbing some extra snacks, then he's gonna jump on a ledge to get this key. After he gets this key, he's gonna do a skip called Redbeard Skip. And although we've already done Redbeard Skip also skips the soap invention. So we completely skipped that by doing some ledge jumps, and he got it first try.
Nice. And here we're going to see Snowy's biggest fan, And in this category, this level is a breeze because of the umbrella. But normally, if you ever watch the any percent runs, you do a really hard trick here called Green Ghost Skip. But we fought the Green Ghost. So he's just gonna make his way downtown and running fast, gliding around and homebound. And he's trying to dodge the electricity here, as you can see on the floor, which one-shots him and brings him to the very beginning of the level, makes a very nice ledge jump there that can be a little tricky, and hits the button to stop the electricity. And so after this cutscene plays, he's just gonna go down, and he.
I didn't plan out my
collect
snacks
some extras.
all that
Yep.
great, but we're
It's
fine
okay.
now.
So we have the 850 total to pay the final snack gate to reach the last boss, Mastermind, and here he's gonna do Lido Skip, which is basically going to skip half of this entire level and bring us right to the exit. It's a very cool looking wall jump, and yeah, we're on our way to end the run.
And yeah, all the snacks we were collecting were for that gate.
This might
but
be
here-
surprising, but Snowy's actually on world record pace right now.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Snowy can get a world record right there.
Wouldn't this be exciting? I was just thinking that. No
Yeah.
pressure.
Okay,
No pressure, Snowy.
we're gonna do Shark Skip here. Last time we're skipping Shaggy. If you hold up left, similar to Skull Cliff Skip, we can just clip right through that gate. And head into Mastermind Unmasked Part 2, where we'll be doing one last trick in this run, where we're gonna jump on this platform here, gonna skip one last cutscene here, and if we just hold upright on the D-pad, you can just clip through that wall. And that's actually lets us skip one phase of the Mastermind fight. The Mastermind fight is actually the one with the least RNG, but also is still not a great fight. It is basically just enemy waves, and once the enemy's waves are done, we hit a couple switches. And that's the fight. We have one more wave to do. We're gonna wait for the electricity to appear and start charging.
Nice. Got the frame perfect off the Funtime robot, or the Funland robot, excuse me. I got another. Oh my gosh, he got a frame perfect and then hit the robot. That is really impressive. He's getting frame perfects like crazy. Oh my gosh. He played that enemy wave really, really well. So, watching the cutscene here, and we're
this is
kinda
actually
just waiting
the
for the Mastermind to spawn.
Oh wait, we can. Oh, there we go. Right, you can do this in all bosses.
Yeah, so it's pretty much RNG where Mastermind spawns in this room when he spawns down here in the floor. He did not get a very good spawn. It was all the way in the back of the room. But,
Not the
ladies
best,
and gentlemen,
That's
this is world record.
That was a 23-second world record. Congratulations.
Wow.
Okay.
That was an insane run.
It's an insane run. That is absolutely incredible that you guys got to see a world record speed run. Wow. Holy cow.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Let's go.